You may well be wondering what this is about because it's just like a random podcast in the middle of the day. Well,
Oh my god, he's in league with the podcasty people, they're paying him!
it's true. I'm actually a shill for podcasts, and I'm going to sell you one podcast for £10.
That
five.
sound. Do you take pennies?
No, I don't take pennies.
Oh.
So, yeah, we've got Kikoskia with us. Say hello, Kiko.
Hello.
And we've got Mangaminx as well. Say hello.
Hi there.
Oh my god. And we've also got Carl. Say hey, Carl.
Hello.
Carl was in that Worms match. He was a good guy.
Yeah.
Good guy, Carl. Always dies first.
Yep.
God, it's
Yeah.
awesome.
And I just
It's awesome.
forewarning, I'm just kind of sitting in, listening to these guys. I might throw my hat into the ring, but I'm mainly just a ringer.
It's
And
true.
I will steal his hat.
Yeah, and then I'll eat his hat. It's fine.
Yeah.
So the reason I got this together because I've got kind of strong views about this whole Eurogamer thing going down today.
Ooh,
mainly the fact, the actual journalist integrity kind of thing. I think we've now got to sort of an apex with journalists. Like, if you're a speaking PR mouth instead of a game reviewer, you're doing something completely wrong.
Totally agree.
But that is how the way it always is.
It's just ridiculous though. I mean, I don't see how we can get fair and impartial reviews when essentially all your money is coming from the place you're reviewing. I mean, Christ, that'd be like going up to my employer saying, I want my money, but you're a cunt.
It
It's
seems
just
to be the basis of the industry, which is a real fucking issue, and it's good that this has been highlighted. And it actually makes me feel slightly ill to see how bad this is. Like, on a daily basis, you read reviews, and you're like, well, you don't really think about what's behind it, but this kind of has exposed the shit that goes on behind, and it's quite frankly disgusting.
more importantly, it's brought up the fact that the entire that the industry is more like Stingray, and you can see the giant little strings and how they like bob around as they walk, and that's pretty much what they're doing.
It
It's like
certainly
they're
does make
like,
you wonder, doesn't it? I mean,
go over here and give it a 10, and he's like, okay.
quite frankly, the fact that Rab he walked out of his job essentially because Eurogamer bailed out on him and changed his article makes you wonder, like, what's actually going on. Like, the fact that the woman made such a fuss. Surely, if you just went, oh, just stop talking garbage. Like, I'm not a PR mouth. Whereas, if you've actually made this much fuss, is the allegations true then? Are you this worried because you are a walking PR disaster?
I feel that she probably regrets her decision now, considering the resulting shitstorm that has occurred because of this.
Yeah.
Wait, guys. We can't continue this without me getting my bottle of Mountain Dew. It's refreshing and delicious.
It's true.
And my Doritos over there.
And
Man,
I'd like to talk about my Pepsi as well. It's
If I wanted
Pepsi
to
Max.
get some of those tasty snack products, where would I have to go?
Well, your nearest convenience store.
That's the sound of the shill coming out of your mouth.
Yes, we joke, but the whole situation is rather rancid.
Right, now that I've killed that Kiko imposter,
It's just ludicrous. We got to a situation now where, I mean, review copies are given on a basis that you actually behave yourself and review properly. Or I've got to the point where I'm also worried that people are giving negative scores to get more hits instead of actually reviewing a game. It's just who do you listen to now? I mean, the only people I think you can listen to are the people who go out and buy the games themselves and play them and give own opinions without any corporation backing at all.
It's certainly true. Like, I mean, I think Ben, you've been in the same situation as me, where you've been offered a game by a game company. To be fair, I haven't actually. I've never been offered to give something a good review. Like, people. I've sometimes been given a game, and that's been it, which is fine to a certain degree. I feel obviously I like to get games, and as long as there's no pressure on me to give a positive review, that's fine. But there is instances where this criteria is laid down quite frequently, it seems, as well.
Yeah, I've certainly had games been offered to me on the condition that they get reviewed well, which is not really how this works. I mean, if you're going to give an opinion out, you give an opinion out. That's the entire point of review. You'd lie to the people watching. I mean, you'd lie to essentially you people listening now. If I gave you a review of a game that wasn't true, what would be the point? I mean, sure, if I got money out of it, I'd be like, oh, money, and rub it all over my face and be like, oh, money. But it wouldn't do me any good.
well, the money would.
Well, yeah, the money would, but my integrity boner would be
Your
wilting.
journalistic integrity would be not that I consider myself a games journalist, or you know what I mean. But if you review something and give it a positive review because you've been asked to, just for the fact that you've received it, that is totally not on.
Yeah, I agree.
And just on an odd point, on an old man point, this has been happening for absolutely ages. Rise of the Robots, if everyone's ever remembered it, loads of magazines gave it negative reviews, and then there were 3 that gave it like 95, 93, and 92. And how? How did you get the same game and decide, this is great, and everybody else went, I am dying because I am playing this.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've actually seen recently one of the journalists from Future. I'm not going to mention any names. You haven't seen it. Tough luck. He's removed his tweets for a reason, but he basically posted like the bullshit that goes behind the scenes and what actually publishers do, what goes on, and it's quite frankly ridiculous the conditions they are given to review games, and that just isn't. It's just not going to fly. It doesn't work. You can't. It's essentially going to a movie premiere and saying, well, if you're not going to give a whole good review about it, you can't watch the entire movie.
It's ridiculous. I mean, even like going back to GameSpot and the Gerstmann-gate scandal a few years ago. I mean, where he wrote the Kane and Lynch review.
Yeah.
There was a full Kane and Lynch spread on GameSpot at the time, and he was had his review firstly edited, and then he lost his job over giving the game a bad review and sticking by his journalistic integrity. That, I mean, it's been going on for ages, and we all know it has. But this is another instance where it's flared up, and it's important to keep addressing it because there's a lot of people out there you cannot trust.
Yeah, it's... Sorry, D, go ahead.
Like that man across the road, he's like, I've got some reviews in the back of my van, they're totally legit. Don't follow that person!
Yeah, exactly, he just wants to take you into his van and dick you. I mean, you don't want that. I don't know, I've got to the point now where it's almost tempting to sort of say, screw the review sites, people, listen to me, I'll go to the shop for you, buy the latest games and review it, because...
Welcome to the jaded cynicism that I've been living with for years.
Yeah, like, because simply, how do I trust a review now that is on a site that has essentially got paid adverts all over the shop of it? Because they own the site. I mean, this might sound slightly paranoid, but it's just irritating to the fact that I shouldn't have to worry about whether a reviewer is impartial or not. That should be a non-factor. They should always be impartial. It doesn't matter how many trinkets they get or how many boat rides they get taken on, or the PR garbage they get. I mean, some of the Dragon Age stuff, they got an entire book full of goodies. What else we got? We had we had lots of EA marketing. I think they sent them one of them for the Dante's Inferno. They sent them money through the post. I mean, I know that was meant to be a joke, but even still, damn. You know, drop the PR crap. Just give them the games and with no conditions attached. It's just ridiculous. I miss the days of the independent magazine I used to read. It was called N6. It was this one was N64 magazine or N-Gamer or NGC in the UK. They got a copy of Zelda: The Minish Cap from Nintendo, and it was basically a locked SP Game Boy with only 2 stages available, and they were told to review it and give it a good score, and they said no, and they refused, and they just waited till they came out and bought their own. And it's just, we need more people like that.
It's ridiculous. We do need more people like that. We need people who can stand by the journalistic integrity. If you're a review site, you owe it to your readers to produce unbiased content. Of course, I mean, like, an issue that's been brought up in this recent thing is games journalists favouring certain games. I'm not going to name any names or anything like that, but, you know, it's games journalists favouring certain games, like, before they're released, for example, is one of the things that's been highlighted. I mean, obviously...
You mean like this lady today?
Yes, and obviously a journalist is allowed to be excited about a game. Like, you know, you're excited. If there's a game series you love, it's coming out, of course you're allowed to be excited about it. But there's a difference from being excited about it and...
being a PR mouthpiece.
Say again, sorry?
And being a difference between being excited and being a PR mouthpiece.
That is correct. Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Exactly
And
right.
like, for example, the woman today, I do hate. I'm not going to name names again. If you haven't seen it, tough. But she had Tomb Raider all over her stuff. She says, you know, I'm a freelance journalist. She works for Square Enix. She reviewed a crap ton of Square Enix games, all very highly. And it's like, well, even if you aren't a bit dodgy, don't get me wrong. Like, you may be completely innocent. This just looks bad. It does look bad, you know.
It does look bad.
Then she says, "Oh well, Tomb Raider's a favourite game." That's fair enough, but you're a professional in the press. Keep your personal stuff off your Twitter. Make a separate one if you really want to, you know, which is just this is my opinion on stuff. But having a game that's not released plastered all over your Twitter does look slightly dodgy. I mean, if I suddenly started going for 3 months ago, going, guys, Resident Evil 6 is the best thing ever. Oh, I just like it, by the way. It's not like I'm working for Capcom or anything, backer.
It's true. I mean, I've been excited for Dishonored for a while, but I wasn't fucking making videos.
Chill!
Promoting Dishonored for like weeks on end, you know?
Yeah,
or months on end. It just, you know, it's just wouldn't do that. It's ridiculous.
You haven't excited for Half-Life 3 for ages. When is it coming?
Kiko's an XCOM shill. That's all. All his videos are just leading up to the fact that XCOM was coming out this year, and he wanted you to all secretly buy it. He's been brainwashing you all.
And that's why I played Neverwinter Nights.
Yes. And
pretty
ball
sure
jacks.
I'm pretty sure when you. I'm pretty sure when you were playing Neverwinter Nights, I saw by XCOM flashing from the screen multiple times at various.
It stopped in slow motion. You can listen to it. He just goes bye.
When you download
Subliminal messages.
it's XCOM's the best game ever, and you're like, what?
Colonel, I've been told that Metal Gear is amazing. You should totally buy it. Mm.
If you actually go and play all of Kiko's videos backwards, it's like everyone is a mess.
Exactly. It's like you play it on a record back. All you can do is yes, buy XCOM now.
Yes, Snake. That's a fantastic game, available for PS3. Now back to the Sims.
If you push the square button, Snake, the square button, Colonel. Yes, the square button. You can buy Metal Gear Solid Collection. Oh, excellent.
The person at the screen's going, "What the fuck? I'm playing The Sims 2. Where did this come from?"
Yeah, I mean, another just, I mean, like Michelle said, that there's people being excited about games is absolutely fine, and then seeing the GIF of the guy picking up Skyrim, he's supposed to be an impartial reviewer, going wee and spinning round and around, holding it up in the air. It's like, well, that's going to be an impartial review, that one, isn't it? I mean, don't get me wrong, Skyrim's fantastic. That's not a dig in Skyrim. It's just, come on, show some professionalism. I mean,
journalism. You've committed a crime against Skyrim and its people.
How do you plead?
Well, if I plead guilty, you steal all my cheese.
Then pay with your blood.
I used to be a games journalist like you. Oh,
No.
No.
Scumbag Carl.
You wouldn't have taken an error to me. You'd just been forced to leave your job to maintain your journalistic integrity.
No, I agree with a lot of the points made here. Like going to a website and the first thing you see, rather than what articles the website have, the first thing you see is the left and right sides plastered in, say, Dishonored adverts. Like literally.
Even worse.
Yeah. I'm actually going to bring up a website here because this is it is exactly what Carl's brought up here. Kotaku. Diablo 3's online is not a bad thing. On the left and right are Diablo 3 adverts. The banner at the top is Diablo 3. Diablo 3 is amazing. Well, Kotaku, would you say that's particularly unbiased of you there?
Is that actually a legitimate poll that you just made?
No, that is a legitimate website. Like, there's an actual screen cap of the Kotaku website like that, and it says there's nothing wrong with Diablo 3's online only.
Dear.
And it's like, well, I would also say that, I imagine, if they were paying my wage, yeah. And you can't have that. The problem is we've got into this cycle of they need this to fund them, but at the same time, if they start talking shit, they're not going to get any money, therefore the site is going to disappear. We need to get out of that now. We need impartial reviews again. We need people to say, oh, well, I'll go down to the shop and buy it myself then.
Exactly. I mean, I'm looking at another website here. I'm looking at another popular gaming website, and we have on either side of the screen advertisements for Medal of Honor Warfighter. And guess what the top game on the site is as well?
Oh lordy, it's not Medal of Honor, is it?
What a surprise!
Be still, my wilting boner, be still.
I'm not saying something dodgy is definitely going on here, because of course I wouldn't say that, but at the same time it does look a little sus when that's plastered everywhere to have that as the most popular thing on the site.
Yes, as a disclaimer, we would never, of course, assume anyone is dodgily corrupt, nor would we be implying this in this podcast. It is just, of course, all opinions. But in case you are corrupt, fuck you. Just get out there. Yeah.
I agree with Ben here. In the disclaimer, I'm part of it.
We are all unsuable. Come at us.
I'm looking at a mini boglin. They're awesome, aren't they?
By the way, he's Damien Smith. I am Ben Smith, and that is Michelle Smith. We have no identities. Thank you.
Exactly. We're like the Men in Black, basically.
My name is not even Ben. In fact, it is now Rodriguez.
My name is really Sir Albert Cumberdale.
Actually, my name is Hans, and I go to fix washing machines. That's all I do.
And Michelle's name. What can your name be, Michelle?
Hello.
Not Michelle.
Hello. I have come to fix the gaming journalism. I'm sorry, you can't fix that. Oh, then I shall go somewhere else.
Kiko's accent has made me go for the name Ava. That's my name.
There we go. We're all good. And Kleika can be Gunther Baron von Prolapse.
I get the feeling he got the bad name because he's not here.
Well, that's his fault being stuck at work, isn't it? Oh, by the way, I'm choking on Pepsi, which you can buy at any store. Excuse me.
These Sony headphones are just so comfortable.
Oh, you know what? I want to look at these Sony headphones on my Sony Ericsson phone a second, if you do, excuse me. Oh no, sorry, God, my iPhone is buzzing. Give me a second. Let me just move that on my Microsoft keyboard so I can get out of the way. Oh, all of this paid by the respective companies, by the way, which I give 10 out of 10 to everybody.
Exactly.
No. Where's my free games?
I may be paranoid here, but there may be just the tiniest hint of sarcasm in all of that.
Not at all. I mean, this HDMI 1080p Full HD Vizio ViewSonic monitor is, of course, what I see and hear you from, and it's
But
there's nothing wrong with that
I
stuff.
have this sarcasmometer here, and it not only has ceased to exist.
Who paid for that, Damien?
Who made the sarcasm?
The Blue Peter told me how to make it. They had one they prepared earlier, and
Blue Peter's dead!
no.
You can, however, watch many other excellent programs on the BBC.
Da da
That
da
reminds me,
da
Red
da
Dwarf's
da.
on tonight. Yay.
Oh yeah, Red Dwarf. Yeah, it's good. Anyway, speaking of Red Dwarf, we should probably end this here. But we just wanted to get this out and about, and mainly have a bit of a whinge, because there's only so much I can flood on Twitter in one day.
They had the garden and the dog and Tracy Island.
Basically, we all support Rab. We hope he lands another gig somewhere soon. So
Definitely.
it's a really crappy situation. And by the way, if you wonder who Rab is, type in Video Gaiden God Had review. Trust me on this. Or Video Gaiden, sorry, even. Oh my God,
Okay.
Ninja
You said it
Gaiden!
wrong. You said it wrong.
I did say it
That's
wrong.
bad. That's just the first shitstorm. That's the next one over there.
Watcha. Oh God, help me!
God, can help you now.
This podcast was brought to you by Team Ninja. Goodbye.